Good evening and welcome to Body Bags. My name's James and I'm your Sunday night reviewer, and this evening I'll be reviewing Dario Argento's European cut of Zombie Dawn of the Dead. This is one that I've never actually seen before. This is the first time that that I've got to see this. I bought this a month or so ago, and this is the first time that I've got to check it out. Of course, I've had Dawn of the Dead. I've seen that many times before. In the old VHS, I have a DVD of it. But this is the first time that I've actually seen it in Blu-ray. So very nice to see it like that, so crisp and clear. And of course, with the editing and direction, well, not really direction, but the editing direction of Mr. Dario Argento. And it actually says that this is presented by, can never pronounce his middle name, Nicholas Winding Refn. It's the guy that directed Drive and Only God Forgives, and of course the magnificent Neon Demon. I don't know why it says it's presented by Nicholas Winding Refn and presented by Dario Argento. It's a strange one, but anyway, everyone knows the kind of story of Dawn of the Dead as a zombie outbreak, a zombie apocalypse going on, and we follow two people from a news studio and two people from the special forces. We see them at the start of the film. We follow the news studio and they're going to escape, and then it's the people that are they're special forces, and they're doing a raid on a building and it's infested with zombies. I can't remember how now, but there's a link between them, but they know each other anyway, and they escape in a helicopter and get to the infamous shopping mall, and then everything that ensues from there that everyone knows. The progression of making the shopping mall safe, and then the biker army coming to fuck everything up. Do apologise, I'm very tired. It's been a very long day, and although you can't really see, it's I'm not sure of the time, maybe it's around 11:30 at night or something like that, but being here in Helsinki, the daylight hours are a little bit longer during the summer. But sorry, getting back to the review. So the big obvious difference with this film is, with this cut, is the music done by, of course, I was going to say Zombie then, done by Goblin, one of Dario Argento's favourites. And yeah, it's really different to hear it like that. And to be honest, the cut is a lot more, it affects the film a lot more than I thought. It's not just cutting and thinning out scenes and added a few extra bits in. There's actually quite a bit done to this, and it really does feel a different film. We don't quite get as much of the character build-up, maybe. If your the outlook of some of the characters and your interpretation of them, it's a little bit different. I think it's everyone will have the view of growing up with this film where everything's very set. So to see it differently for the first time, it's quite a big shift. I wouldn't say jarring. It's not jarring at all. It's, like I said, it's very different. It spoon feeds the information a little bit more for you. It's not that the first one's difficult to follow, but it has that very low budget thing, and things bounce all over the place, and there's a lot of social commentary going on. This really thins out the social commentary, and it's a much more run-of-the-mill zombie film, to be honest. The character development does come, but it's not there for the start. Like I said, it's a little bit different. Flyboy's less of a I won't call him a douche, but he's a bit of a lightweight in the first in the original cut, and he's let's say he's not quite as useless. He doesn't come across as quite so useless. He's not like brilliant, but it's just softened out that uselessness. And Roger, you can see a kind of a more like a graph decline of him. He starts out very kind and strong and caring in a film. Then by the end of it, he's kind of starting to lose his coolness, and it's like getting all crazy when they're trying to block up the front of the shopping mall. Obviously, we know what happens to him at that point. Yeah, so like I said, it's I've just watched this, and it surprised me quite a lot how different this is. It's almost like watching a totally different film. Um, Not that the cinematography is improved, but obviously that's an impossibility. But how it's edited together, and some of the scenes that obviously got cut out, that Romero deemed that he didn't need them, that Argento has decided to put back in, it gives it a slightly more, I hesitate to say professional look, but that's I think that's the one I'm going to go for. Um, yeah, like it's an example, like the very start of the film, you have quite a long time in the studio, and you said that there's a lot more going on in the studio. There's a lot more conversation going on about being on the air and about the information that they're putting out on the air for people to see, and there's arguments and things like that. It's all very brief and very downbeat in the first one. In the original one, I keep saying first one. In the original cut, and this one, it's almost like there's more hope. There's more discussion. It's like that they're like discussing things about what they're doing, or about putting information up on the screen because other people will be watching it, and we're giving them wrong information. It's quite an interesting way to do that. It was quite good. It almost makes the film feel like it's not quite as deep, as far into the apocalypse as the original one, because there's bits and pieces like that. And like I said, this excuse me, I'm saying about the cinematography, like I said, obviously it doesn't improve or anything like that, but when you see the bikers and like how they all are, and what will make a big difference also is that this is the Blu-ray. I think this is a 4K scan, this Blu-ray, and it looks really crisp and it looks great. That I know that there's the issue that people have with the zombies on this, that they look too blue and things like that, but it looks really good. And like there's some extra gore in this as well. There's a great exploding headshot near the start of the film when there's the siege at the housing apartments. I don't know why they cut that one out before, but it's great. And you see like more of the gore, and it's really well done. Yeah, it's very well done gore. But because I'm so sleepy, I was scribbling some notes down while I was watching the film. Yep, talking about the how much the music changed the kind of feel of the film as well. It's I think having such a soundtrack to it, it's a much more constant soundtrack, more going on. It lessened the dread a little bit. And yeah, I think sometimes the quietness of things that are going on, it's can add a little bit more impending doom maybe. But the music's not bad at all. It fits really well, and yeah, actually, I kind of a little bit disappointed. Like that they didn't use some of the original stuff. Like some of the goofiness is gone. And, you know, it's quite a downbeat film when you watch the original cut, and then you have these bits where you get picked up, and it's like, you know, the music when you have the montage of them doing bits and pieces in the mall. it doesn't quite come across the same way with the music that is done by Goblin, and not that it's worse. It's just I think that it's purely that I'm very used to that one, that music that I've always heard, and it like I said, it's like a light relief from a film that it can be quite heavy at times. It's like there's not a lot of happiness going on, and that's the way to kind of break it. And I think anything else I'll put in there? No, I think that's everything that I've mentioned. Yeah, nice shots of the biker army. Oh yeah, the zombies. The zombies have an annoying noise. It's like they sound like wailing ghosts at times rather than zombies. But it's a small thing. Now, would I recommend this film? Of course, I'd recommend this film, and I'd actually recommend this one over the original as showing someone who's not seen it before. I think that this would be a much a much better received film than maybe the original Romero cut. But for me, my favourite still is the Romero cut. But I think there's so much nostalgia to that it's one of my all-time favourite films, and this is this is much better than I thought it would be. I don't know really what I was expecting with the Romero one. I was expecting like an edited down version with bits of Goblin thrown in there, and it's really yes, it's like that, but it's more than that. Yeah, it really changes the whole outlook of the film and the whole feel of the film. And as I said, people are new to the film and they don't like low budget and they don't like like 70s zombie kind of stuff, and they're going to laugh at different bits and pieces. But they shouldn't be laughing at like makeup, for example. I'd recommend that people give this one a watch. And straight off top of my head now, I'll probably give this one a 9 out of 10. I'm definitely will rewatch this one. I think there's some extras on here that I'll definitely be checking out. And the picture looks fantastic. And the OG, of course, is a 10 out of 10 for me. But anyway, this is my very long... This is going into 13 minutes, I do apologise. So this is my very long, rambling review. I'm a little bit tired. It's been a very long weekend. I'll just have 2 more weeks of work now and then my nice summer vacation. So thank you for for sticking with me if you're still here. And I'll be seeing you next week, where we have a themed week, but I will let the other guys tell you about that. Maybe Corey tomorrow. Okay then, thanks very much. Good night everyone.